Do you have crypto on an exchange? Well, if you do, then I have news for you. It is not as safe as you think it is. That's because unless you hold the private keys to your crypto, it's not really yours. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why that is and give you some hints and tips to make sure your crypto is as safe as it can be. This is a video you can't afford to miss. If there is one thing this year has taught us over and over again, it's that relying on centralized entities to hold your crypto is just a downright no-no. Celsius, BlockFi, and now FTX. Billions of dollars of client funds have been lost and, in the case of FTX, are quite possibly unrecoverable. While few predicted the depravity and criminality of the FTX crew, those who kept their funds in their own self-custodied wallets were spared the worst of the collapse. But trusting these centralized custodians to hold their crypto wasn't a mistake only newbies made. Hedge funds, VCs, investment managers, and high net worth individuals were all caught off guard when FTX went under. How could they have known that a company praised by politicians, regulators, VCs, and the mainstream media would collapse so quickly and so spectacularly? It was worse than Mt. Gox, worse than Quadriga, and, some would say, worse than Enron. So, all this goes to show that, no matter how much you think you trust an exchange, you can never 100% independently verify that all customer funds are fully redeemable at any time. There is only one way you can know for certain that your crypto is under your control, and that is to self-custody those funds. Now, okay, I've talked about self-custody many times before, and it seems I'll be doing so for the rest of my days. But what exactly does self-custody mean? Well, quite simply, self-custody is when you hold the private keys to your cryptocurrency wallet. That is to say, you are the only person with the ability to sign transactions from that wallet. Hence, you are the only person who effectively controls your crypto. And this is, of course, where the term, not your keys, not your crypto, comes from. Conversely, when you place your funds on an exchange, or any centralized platform for that matter, you're doing so to a wallet that the platform has the private keys to. It's a communal wallet, and you have to trust, that the exchange won't lend or send those funds to anyone else. So, what you're left with from the exchange is an IOU. Much as is the case with a traditional bank account, the cash, or crypto in this case, exists as an entry on a database. When you process a withdrawal, the exchange signs the transaction with its own keys, assuming the crypto is still there, of course. If it ain't, well, that IOU isn't worth diddly squat. Now, I should also state that there is a distinct difference between self-custody and custody services. The latter are run by companies like Coinbase, Gemini, BitGo, etc. Their main MO is to hold those coins and tokens for you in a supposedly safe manner. They're much safer than an exchange, but they are still not the gold standard when it comes to controlling your own crypto. Okay, so that's a bit of an overview of self-custody, but how do you go about actually doing it? Well, the first and most important thing is to get your hands on a self-hosted wallet. Now, there are literally hundreds of these, and the wallet that you choose will depend on what you want to use it for, as well as the coins and tokens that you want to store. There are at least 3 options in this vein. Those are a software wallet, browser wallet, and a mobile wallet. So, let's start with software wallets. As the name suggests, these are software programs that you install on your PC and where you can send your crypto to. The private keys themselves are stored on your device in an encrypted fashion. And whenever you want to send a transaction out, they are used to decrypt and sign that transaction. Nearly all of these wallets are also free to use, so there really isn't any reason why you shouldn't install and use them. So when it comes to the best wallets, there are quite a few that I rate. I am personally a fan of the Exodus, which has wide-ranging coin support and an intuitive, easy-to-use AI. It is worth noting that Exodus did have an exchange integration with none other than FTX. That integration, you won't be surprised to hear, is no more, and I should also point out that no exchange integration in any of these wallets would ever allow the exchange in question to hold your private keys. Now, another important point to note about Exodus is that, as far as I am aware, the wallet has never been hacked. Any reports you might have seen about Exodus users being hacked stemmed from how those people used the wallet or where they downloaded it from. More about that in a bit. Now, other options that you can consider for multi-coin support include the likes of Coinomi and Garda, although I don't personally use them. If you wanted to only store Bitcoin, then you may also want to consider the Electrum wallet. I've used this a number of times in the past, and its code is fully open source. Or, if you wanted to be really adventurous, then you could download the Bitcoin Core wallet. Unlike Electrum and these other wallets that I've mentioned here, this is not a light wallet or an SPV, that is, Simplified Payment Verification wallet. That means that when you're using this wallet, you'll be running a Bitcoin node. Great for decentralization, but obviously not as fast. Now, before you start using any sort of desktop wallet, you have to make sure that you're doing so properly. At the end of the day, the wallet is as safe as you choose to make it. So, firstly, and perhaps most importantly, make sure that you're downloading the wallet from the official website. That is because there are thousands upon thousands of phishing sites out there that try to impersonate official wallet websites. Sometimes they'll have a dodgy domain that you don't immediately pick up on. In years past, these phishing sites have also paid for Google ads to have their sites above those of the official sites. And once you go on these phishing sites, you may accidentally download a wallet that is jammed with malware, which could be used to steal your private keys. So, the first and most important thing that you can do is to make sure that you are on the official site. That's why I would suggest just typing it into your browser instead of searching for it on Google. Then, once you've downloaded and installed any of these wallets, you'll be asked to generate a collection of seed words. Now, these words are the literal keys to your crypto kingdom, so be sure to keep them in a safe and secure place and also make backups. Remember, anyone who has these seed words can regenerate your wallet and exfiltrate your crypto. Now, if you want the gold standard of seed word protection, then you may want to consider a steel that is water and fire resistant. Now, we stock these steel plates in our merch store, which I have linked to below. Anyways, once you've set up your wallet, you're going to want to make sure that you keep your PC clean of any sort of malware, which is entry-level OPSEC. I'm sure most of you don't need to be reminded of. Don't download those dodgy links your aunt sends you on Facebook, okay? All right, so that's desktop wallets. Let's take a look now at browser and mobile wallets. When it comes to browser wallets, as the name suggests, these are wallets that are installed on your web browser. I know, revelatory. The main benefit that comes from this type of wallet is that you can use them to easily interact with dApps and Web3. In other words, if you wanted to use a DEX, lending protocol, or portfolio rebalancer, etc., then you're going to need a browser wallet to interact with it. When it comes to private key storage, these are encrypted and the data is stored on your browser. Now, there are a number of browser wallets out there. My personal favorite is MetaMask, and I have a complete guide for you on how to use it, which I will leave linked to in the description. I should note straight off the bat, though, that the MetaMask wallet only supports Ethereum and ERC20 tokens. So, if you wanted to dabble with DeFi in another ecosystem, then you'll need a different compatible browser wallet. For example, if you're a Solana fan, then the Phantom wallet is perhaps the best in that space, but obviously it doesn't have ERC20 support. If you wanted a wallet that had both, then you could consider the Coinbase wallet. I'm not a fan of it personally because it's only supported on Chrome, but many others have sung its praises. I should also note that all of these wallets that I've mentioned are extensions for existing browsers. There are browsers out there that have native wallet integrations. I am, of course, talking about Brave and Opera. They both support Ethereum and Solana and also have integrated dexes for quick swaps. Although if you prefer to connect your favorite dexes elsewhere, then that is also possible. Now, when it comes to things to worry about with these wallets, the concerns are similar to those relating to desktop wallets. Make sure that you're downloading the official wallet from the Chrome or Firefox store, for example. You also have to be extra careful about which dApps you approve connections for with these wallets. Sometimes there are malicious dApps that masquerade as the official ones that eventually siphon off user funds. Okay, so that is browser wallets. However, if you were looking for a wallet that you could use on the move, then we're talking about mobile wallets. First off, you need to be very careful when it comes to distinguishing between crypto company mobile apps and mobile wallets. Coinbase, Binance, Nexo, Crypto.com apps, etc. are just mobile versions that allow you to access your exchange accounts. You don't hold the keys, the exchange does. Secondly, if you're going to be using a mobile wallet to self-custody your crypto, then I definitely wouldn't keep large stacks in it. It's not needed, especially if the stated purpose of a mobile wallet is to conveniently access your crypto. Now, in terms of wallets that I recommend, Trust Wallet is a good pick. It's one of the most well-known in the space and it's Binance's official exchange wallet. It also has wide-ranging coin support and can actually be used as a mobile Web3 wallet. So, you could quite literally do all your DeFi activities on the move. Trust Wallet is also fully open source, which means that its code has been put through the ringer of rigorous white hat pen testing. Of course, there are other mobile wallets that you can use. Exodus also has a mobile wallet, which I've also used in the past. It's got a great user interface and, like the desktop wallet, has not suffered any sort of exploit. However, it's not fully open source like Trust Wallet is. Now, if neither of these wallets work for you, then you could also consider the Coinbase wallet again. It also has DeFi functionality, and those I have spoken to don't have many complaints. Of course, it's important to make sure that you are downloading the wallet and not the exchange app. Now, some additional security tips which may come in handy. As is the case with desktop and browser wallets, make sure that you're downloading the correct wallet from the app stores. I have seen examples in the past where hackers have uploaded malicious apps and wallets with predictably unpleasant results. I also can't stress enough how important it is to keep your crypto wallet a secret, especially if you have any on your phone. Have you ever heard of the $5 wrench attack? It's the most sophisticated hack there is. Basically, it's when the attacker asks you in person to send them your crypto. If you say no, then they pull out a $5 wrench, hit you over the head with it, and ask you again. Quite simply, people being attacked and extorted for their crypto is becoming an increasingly common problem, and you can only really protect yourself from this if you keep your crypto stack under wraps. There are sadly many stories of people in places like my native London being mugged and forced to open up their mobile wallet or exchange app and send crypto to a hacker's address. So, ask yourself, do you need to have that exchange app or crypto wallet on your phone? Are you the sort of person who actually needs to trade on the go? I, for one, don't have any crypto on the phone I carry around with me day to day because I don't trade regularly, and I know that if someone gets hold of me and or my phone, they ain't going to have a chance of getting their hands on my crypto. If you are going to keep crypto on your person, so to speak, then don't go flashing it around and showing people your phone and your wallet balances. You never know who may be paying close attention. Now, all of the self-custody solutions I've presented so far are for free wallet options. However, if you want the best protection that sats can buy, then a hardware wallet is your best bet. It's also where I keep 95% of my crypto stack. So, what is a hardware wallet? Well, it's a small device that is specifically built for the purposes of storing private keys and signing transactions. They are simplified from a functionality point of view specifically to avoid the potential of external hacks. Quite simply, dumb, single-purpose devices. They store your private keys in a cold environment, and by that I mean the keys are never exposed to the internet, as they're always kept on the device itself. This is in contrast to all the other wallets that I've mentioned above that could be exposed to malware, keyloggers, etc., etc. This basically means that it's almost impossible for anyone to steal your crypto unless they have the physical devices with them. And even if they do, they would need the device's PIN code to unlock it and send your crypto out. In terms of functionality, these hardware wallets will be connected to your computer and will operate with software that the device manufacturer has produced. Therefore, from a simplicity perspective, they shouldn't be that much harder to use than a software wallet. Now, many people wrongly assume that hardware wallets are super complicated and require a computer science degree to use. This is not the case, so don't let the idea of a hardware wallet scare you. So, when it comes to devices currently on the market leaders are Trezor and Ledger. Now, I personally have a number of Trezor devices, including the Trezor 1 and the Model T, and they range in price from $67 for the Model 1 all the way up to $213 for the Model T. And if you're looking for some discounts on these models, then I encourage you to check out my deals page. We are sometimes able to negotiate discounts for our viewers, and when you buy one, we get a commission too. It helps keep the lights on here. Now, in terms of the main difference between the Model 1 and the Model T, the latter has a color touchscreen and more coin support. I find it much easier to use, but if I'm honest, I don't think it's worth the sizable premium over the Model 1 unless you hold coins and tokens that the Model 1 doesn't support. Now, these Trezor devices make use of the Trezor Suite software package. It's pretty easy to set up your device, and I did a step-by-step guide last year, which I'll leave in the description for you. Ledger also has some great devices, and their Ledger Nano X even comes with mobile functionality, although I would avoid using this based on the points I raised earlier. It does have a good array of coin support, and the Ledger Live software has a great deal more features and functionality. The price ranges from $79 for the Nano S Plus to $149 for the Nano X. Then, if neither the Trezor nor the Ledger are your cup of tea, then I have one more option that you may find appealing, and that is the Ngrave device. Now, this is a relatively new hardware device that has some of the most impressive security features on the market. It holds the same security certifications as the Trezor and even one-ups Ledger by being EAL7 certified versus Ledger's EAL5. It also has a unique seed generation mechanism that takes account of ambient light and allows you to use your own words in the generation method. Fancy. Now, while it does have a large color screen display, it's a chunky device, way bigger than the Trezors and Ledgers. I'll also say that the coin support on this device is incredibly limited, for the time being at any rate. It's also much more expensive than the Trezor or Ledger. The Ngrave Zero comes in at €398, around $413. Now, I myself use an Ngrave for storing most of my cold Bitcoin, but it's very much up to you to decide whether the extra security features justify the higher cost. Either way, I have a 10% discount for you guys if you use my promo code, which I have linked to below. So if you are considering it, then you may as well get the discount. Now, in terms of additional security tips for these hardware wallets, well, when you buy one of these devices, make sure that you are only buying it from the official store. If you buy a hardware device from an unofficial outlet like a reseller or eBay, for example, then you run the risk of getting a compromised device. That's when some scoundrel has set up the wallet already and noted down the seed phrase. Once an unsuspecting buyer loads it up with crypto, it can be extracted by the nefarious seller. So, caveat emptor. The other thing to be mindful of is the protection of those seed words. All these devices present you with their own seed cards, but again, I would suggest steal backups, especially if you have a load of crypto stored on these things. Game out all the calamities that could befall a piece of paper with your seed words on it. And of course, if you're storing a lot of crypto on any wallet, you should consider memorizing those seed phrases. It may take up a bit of mental bandwidth to do so, but it could one day be the best decision you ever made. Okay, a few closing thoughts for you folks. 2022 will go down as one of the worst years in crypto's history. However, I think that it will also be a turning point for the industry as we adapt to weed out bad actors. It'll also be the year when nearly everyone from big money VCs and hedge funds to average retail users came to truly appreciate the importance of self-custody. Nothing on earth can beat the security that comes from knowing that you hold your own private keys. That is why, going forward, I would hope that if ever there was another exchange blow-up, more than likely, the number of users impacted would be minimal. Yes, it's painful to have to learn this the hard way, but once bitten, twice shy. And it's not just that your crypto is much more secure with self-custody, it's also that you have full control of what you do with that crypto. There is no permission needed to withdraw, no limits, no KYC. It's your wallet, your keys, your crypto, your financial freedom. It also doesn't really cost you anything much extra. Most of the wallets that I've suggested above are completely free and easy to set up. And even if you decide to go for the gold standard in security with a hardware wallet, the added cost pales into comparison with a good-sized crypto stack. It's not even about the current value of that crypto. If you really do believe that crypto is the future, then the future value of those coins and tokens warrants security to protect them for the ages. If we all hold on for dear life, folks, then we will all make it. And that's it for my video today. I've linked to all the wallets that I've mentioned here in the description below, as well as the discounts on those hardware wallets you can get. If you enjoyed this content, then smash that like, tap that subscribe, and ping that bell. If you want more content like this, then feel free to check out my socials page, which is where we have my Twitter, Telegram, TikTok, Instagram, and my newsletter. That's where I share my personal portfolio as well as a sneak peek of upcoming videos. All of that is below. That's it for now, folks. So stay cool, stay calm, stay safe, and stay crypto.